All right, everyone. There hasn't been any changes in that except for wide receiver coach Derek Dooley. There hasn't been any changes. And yesterday, Jerry Jones said that he basically Garrett, Linehan, and Marinelli were virtually safe. And but today he said there will be some changes on the coaching staff. So I'm thinking some smaller coordinator changes and whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, it's not. If you're going to keep the head, then you might as well keep the coordinators. You know what I'm saying? Because if you plan on keeping the head long term, like 3 more years or whatever, then you change the coordinators and let them build new offenses and new defense. Because Fanatic and I used to talk about it all the time with the defensive coordinators. When they come in, it usually takes a while for the system to come together and the players to buy into the system, blah, blah, blah. And then you have some special situations like Wade with these Rams out here, but Wade has a system that he has tested throughout years in different rosters, and he knows how to implement that immediately. But most of the time, it takes a while for that. And this defense is basically fine because it's built to work with a powerful offense, and that's where we're failing. So the job of this defense is getting done. Now we do have issues. We do have issues against high octane passers. We look bad against them, and there is a problem with we would look like one defense with Sean Lee and another defense without Sean Lee. So we have those offenses, but all in all, we're good. We're okay with that side of the football because we feel we can win with what we have over there. The problems, in my opinion, and where I have the issue is on the offensive side of the ball, because I'm lacking a lot of trust in almost every area. I'm going to go down the list. I got them all down here. I don't trust that we have a quarterback that can get it done on his own when we need it. I don't. And that's what I say. We was going to get a lot of information on Dak Prescott and these 6 games without Ezekiel Elliott. And a lot of information we don't like. There's some information we do, his fighting and his ability to take hits and all that kind of stuff, his durability, all that kind of stuff is good. But his ability to carry a team on his own is not there yet. Should it be? I don't think it should be there yet. But I don't know if it's going to. What we see, we don't know if it's going to be there. So there's a lot of work needs to go in the Dak Prescott. And I tell you what. It scares me. If you watch Clemson versus Alabama, I'm a Clemson fan. Family went to Clemson, blah, blah, blah. But Clemson, when they made those 2 turnovers and Alabama got those 2 quick touchdowns on us in the third, everybody knew it was over. And Kelly Bryant, the quarterback for Clemson, and all his greatness, he's a mobile quarterback, a very mobile quarterback, but he doesn't have the arm that can guide a comeback like we needed. So that is the worst position in sports, to be virtually helpless with a whole quarter left to play. And we're just like, yeah, we can't come back because we don't have the quarterback that's going to help us get back. And sometimes you're not going to have that running game. You're not going to have everything clicking. Sometimes you got to gut it out and do it on your own. Now, Dak Prescott's on the good side, I've watched that critically with him. And he's been able to get us down the field quickly and score quickly and make, when we need it. However, it's only been when the offense is at full force, when Zeke's here and it's clicking and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen him do it when the offense breaks down. And that's a concern. It's not the overall concern, but that is a huge concern. Another huge concern is my trust in the offensive line. It's like, it's almost a myth of what it used to be. In 2014, this offensive line was probably the best it was. And I don't know what we lost with Callahan, but it might have been a whole lot. It might have been more than we think we lost with Callahan. Because ever since that 2014 record-breaking season, the offensive line has went down, down, down until right now we have one hole and a backup of important swing tackle position that needs to be filled for that unit to be clicking at full again. And I don't know about their coaching. I don't know if they're getting coached as well as they were in 2014. I don't know. But I have serious worries about offensive line. We came into the season and Pro Football Focus ranked us number 9, and we laughed. They had Philadelphia 1 and us 9, and we laughed. And now it looks like, whoa, they might be right. So I don't trust the offensive line in its current shape. Don't trust our running back. I can make a whole video on this. I'm not going to get on it. I didn't like some of the things he said when he came off of his suspension. So it makes me wonder about who was in his ear during his suspension and how much ownership did he take about putting himself in the position he did. Of course, maybe, of course, always feel like we've been done wrong. But inside of that, us being done wrong, we have to figure out what we did to contribute to the whole situation at hand. And I haven't seen that. And that bothers me a little bit. And then what bothers me the most is any small allegation, any little thing, anybody saying that Zeke did this or Zeke did that. It's going to come down and it can ruin our season again. One bad decision or one false accusation or anything could, because most of us don't believe this accusation. So if another false one comes that benches him for the whole year, I just don't trust that whole situation at all. So I'm worried about that coming into 2018. I don't trust our tight end. I mean, there's nobody other than Roger Staubach I respect more than Jason Witten. And when Shannon Sharp said that he's only fast enough to run a check down, I mean, I don't want to see people talking about Jason Witten like that. But we don't see Jason Witten being that much of an asset in this offense. He was perfect for Tony Romo's offense. He could find that spot when Romo was when the play would break down and would hit Witten and whatnot. Now, I don't want to say anything bad about him because you have so much respect for that guy. But it's just it's not happening with him. And then I don't trust our wide receivers. It's bad when most of our trust for wide receiver, it is in Bryce Butler, who has barely over 1,100 yards in his 5-year career. Barely over 1,100 yards in his 5-year career. And that's the guy we trust the most in our passing scheme, which is sad. Beasley, in all his greatness, is being exposed to that short guy that can only work in short space. T. Will is T. Will. He'll make some great plays, catching runs for you, but then he'll cost you a game of season. And Dez, I'm loving what's coming out of Dez. Dez is taking ownership of what he's doing. He's doing and saying all the right things. However, it's really disheartening that those demons that get in Dez's mind are still there and cause his play to decline when he gets into his head. That worries me. That worries me a lot because we saw that this year, and I'm telling you that was what was behind Dez's drops. It was he lets his demons get into his head, and then he becomes erratic or whatnot. So those are a lot of worries. But even more than that, with the coaching staff, I don't believe in the scheme. I've never seen it. I've never seen our passing scheme. All I've seen was Tony Romo going to kill, and telling people where to go and then hit somebody on a quick route or letting the play break down and then hitting Witten or hitting somebody deep or whatever like that. I've never seen a New England style or New Orleans style passing game, even Atlanta from last year, or anything where you saw the passing game just like hype, read, pow, hype, beat, read, pow. None of that stuff was going on within our system at all. So I don't believe in that. I don't have trust in that. But the number one thing and the only thing that I believe is worth getting rid of the person, like all this, I don't say we need to get rid of Dak. We don't need to get rid of Zeke. We do need to replace Witten. But the only thing that we need that is really messing us up is our game management skills. That's the biggest. I can talk about this for hours. I can go back to the Green Bay games with Matt Flynn and our mistakes at the end of those games, to other Green Bay games, to all the games this season that we stopped running and lost. If we just kept running, we'd be in the play. This Kay Adams on NFL.com, she blew my mind the other day. She blows my mind a lot, but she blew my mind the other day because she asked, her co-host, who was the number one rushing offense in the league. And they said the Jaguars. So, that wasn't surprising me too much. But number 2 was the Cowboys. And I was like, how do we not get in the playoffs and we're the second best rushing team in the league, even with losing Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games? How do we not get in the playoffs? Because if you run the ball and they can't stop you, then you keep running until you run into the end zone. You know what I'm saying? It just score, 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 score. So the only person that stops our running game is us. It's like Dean Smith, the only person that stopped Jordan because he told Jordan to stop shooting. It's us. Jason Garrett stops our running game. Jason Garrett is the number one person that stops our running game. Nobody else can stop it. So why are we abandoning the run so much with such frequency? I don't get it. And to back up my point even further, and they made this point on NFL Network, which was so disturbing. Number one rushing football team, Jacksonville Jaguars, playoffs. Number two, Dallas Cowboys at home. Number three, Philadelphia Eagles, playoffs. Number four, Carolina Panthers, playoffs. Number five, New Orleans Saints, playoffs. Number six, Buffalo Bills, playoffs. Number seven, Minnesota Vikings, playoffs. Number eight, Los Angeles Rams, playoffs. Number nine, Kansas City Chiefs, playoffs. And number 10, the New England Patriots, playoffs. And it's similar to that in every year. Now the passing game has negative variables all in it. You throw interceptions, you can get sacked, you can stop the clock, you expose your defense, because if you're really good at passing, you're going to have your defense out there a lot. So the passing game has a whole bunch of negative variables in it. The running game does not. The running game, you might fumble, but that's a whole bunch of carries before you really fumble a lot. So you just run into the end zone and score. So why do we abandon the run with so much frequency? I don't know. And that is my main problem, because right now, we would be hyped and get ready for the playoffs if we just kept running. All right, guys, we'll just wait and see what Jerry has to say about these changes or whatever. But like I said, don't expect anything. And it's probably good. Because if we got a new coordinator and a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator, we wouldn't be getting a new coach anytime soon. So if they fall flat next year, they should clean the house. But we don't know. All right, holla at you. Peace.